global war on terror is always fairly close to the top of the agenda for politicians all over the world, no more so than here at the European Parliament in Brussels. But today, the actions of the US government, in particular their use of drones in Pakistan, has come under severe criticism. The Friends of Pakistan group in the European Parliament had invited ambassadors, politicians and NGOs to come together to discuss international concerns about the use of drone strikes by the US in Pakistan.
Well, one thing was abundantly clear. The representative of the government of Pakistan, the state of Pakistan, came and said categorically that we are not and have not given consent for these targeted drone attacks to take place by the United States of America. We regard these as an illegal act, illegal under international law, and a breach of our sovereignty and integrity. That being the case, it seems a very clear-cut situation that these drone attacks are taking place by the United States of America without the consent of the Pakistani government, a sovereign state. And it was also very telling for me today that there was nobody present, despite being invited, there was nobody present from the United States Embassy here today in the European Parliament to put across the position of the United States of America.
Your Excellency, has your government officially said to the Americans, stop doing this?
In every meeting, at every level, this is the point which we are making to the American friends. We have told them again and again that it is unproductive. It's rather counterproductive, and it will be more useful that Pakistan state is provided some space to deal with all those issues. We have very difficult issues. We live in a very difficult neighborhood, and I think for that you need to have a much more effective these strategies which are more people-centered rather than more based on the military solutions.
Do you accept the Americans' assertion that this is a global war against terrorism?
I mean, this is a global issue. There's no doubt about it. And it needs a cooperation from everybody in the regional context and the international level. And we have been forthcoming in it. If you look on this, the record, the largest number of the people arrested from al-Qaeda, they were by the Pakistani authorities. And they were arrested without any sort of this situation over there.
The U.S. is just a big bully. It's the most powerful country in the world. And it has always just done what it wants to first and asked questions later. And sometimes that's really good. In some areas, that has turned out to be very important. But in areas like this, it just is parading around, doing whatever it wants, and not asking about questions on the ground. If another country did this, if another country claimed global authority to attack terrorists wherever it finds them and invade whatever country it wants, the U.S. would go to war with that country. But because it's the U.S. claiming that authority, they say everybody else just has to listen to them.
So the questions are, will the EU be able to influence US policy in Pakistan, and will the US take any notice of their European neighbours? This is Colin Stevens for JN1 at the European Parliament in Brussels.